And now I'm very happy to introduce Enrico from stackXperts, as we want to cover the whole SCS environment today. We have technical slots and slots from our partners and the guys and girls who are using and implementing SCS. And the first one will be Enrico. They are working with SCS for over 3 years, and he would like to share his experiences.
Thank you very much. The title of this presentation is a bit misleading because it said 3 years at a CSP, but in fact we are more like an MSP because we do not operate our own cloud. I mean, we do, but not for public use. So mainly we are a company which help CSPs and public institutions or companies to establish OpenStack. To tell you a little bit how we came to SCS and to using OSISM as a reference implementation, I need to talk to you a little bit how we came to create this company. The company is not very old, so we started 3.5 years ago, 2021. We have our roots in Berlin. We started with the whole team basically in the company with the Unbelievable Machine Company, which is now part of Orange Networks. So some people in Berlin should maybe know still the Unbelievable Machine Company. We did a lot of cloud projects back at this time for Porsche, Deutsche Bahn, and so on. And later on, we moved to a big Berlin startup being in the edtech space, which had like $500,000 of spending in Amazon Web Services each month. So mainly because of traffic costs and a lot of Kubernetes stuff that we're running there. And when we moved with my team over to this edtech startup, that was like 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, we rapidly started to integrating OpenStack as an alternative to Amazon Web Services because the price was just mega expensive. So we started building 4 data centers, 2 in the United States and 2 in Europe, 1 in Amsterdam, 1 in Berlin. We had 1 in New York, 1 in Washington, D.C. And we started rapidly within the 2 years to completely migrate away all the Amazon Web Service stack to OpenStack. And we migrated this over a period of 2 years, 3 years, and then started all the services running completely in OpenStack. And we reduced our cost footprint from $500,000 a month to less than $100,000. No? So we even purchased the hardware, everything. We were one of the first to receive the first AMD EPIC CPUs. So we also got the first samples of when EPIC came out. And the company basically, it didn't went well with the edtech market because of multiple reasons. If you know the edtech market, a lot is bot driven and so on. We started creating this company and moved all of our people to this company from my old team and said, okay, what can we do really well is OpenStack. So we say, okay, we do OpenStack. We joined the Gaia X consortium back 2 years ago. And we didn't find us very well in the Gaia X consortium and said, the only thing that we found was SCS, the sovereign cloud stack. It's like, okay, this makes sense. Yeah? Before this, we did run our OpenStack mainly on, we tried Mirantis first. This was not going well for us. Then we have our own Chef-based installation for OpenStack. And when we found sovereign cloud stack, we came in touch with OSISM and said, okay, we do this. We migrated all of our own clouds that we had and still operated this edtech cloud, even not being part of the company anymore. Migrate this to OSISM and started our journey with OSISM and SCS. Back at this time, when I remember, we had this weekly infrastructure as a service meetings. We were like 5 or 6 people, if at all. Yeah. Now, if you go to a meeting each, I think Wednesday or Tuesday, I don't know, Wednesday, you have like 20, 25 people also on. We are very small. So basically, we are just 12 people. We sit in a very small village between Dresden and Bautzen, which has like 1,000 people at all. But we also have people in Berlin. We have people in Africa. We have one guy in Spain who's also here today. So we are a little bit spread out. Then what we do basically, I don't want to sell you anything. I'll just tell you a little bit about what we're doing. So we do Kubernetes. Our main business, like 70% of our business is installing and maintaining OpenStack. And we do this completely with SCS and OSISM, nothing else. So we also have consulting where we do companies that use Red Hat or whatever, but we also try them to switch them over. So let's say in the last 3 years, what we did, a few of our customers that we had in the last 3 years are still part of this are. We help Plus Server, Ralph is also here on mainly troubleshooting if they have some issues or on upgrades. We did the first base installation for the Wave Cloud, which is Norris Networks now. So usually the customers approach us. We do a first testbed installation. If they're happy with the testbed, we do the production setup with them. And we also train all the employees completely that they are not required to use our service in the future. So we also train complete the employees, their own DevOps team to use SCS. Like Hubert Boda Media, we also tell the customers to take part in the sovereign cloud stack, to contribute. Like Hubert Boda Media's example, they are now a contributor to Skyline. So they made some Skyline implementations for two-factor authentication and some billing stuff that they made custom. We had Kreditreform, which is very large. I think anyone working business in Germany knows Kreditreform. So that's just a few of our customers that we have. The journey that we made with SCS and in generic with OSISM, in the beginning, we had a few issues. So, I mean, I would say at the beginning, I wanted to call this meeting the good, the bad, the ugly. When we started with OSISM rollouts in the beginning, which worked very flawless, but we had a lot of issues sometimes with not being able to perform updates and not being able to perform some certain tests or not working out of the box with installations at all, having not so up to good documentation. And I must say, happily, in the last 2 years, this improved rapidly for everything. So we have now an awesome documentation from OSISM. We have workflows that work very, very good. We like the standards that SCS implemented, like all these standardized flavors, the performance standards that you have. We do not see everything as SCS does. Like, we do not deploy Ceph with the standard implementation. For us, storage, as example, is always separate because it's like a core component. We do not want to interfere with our infrastructure as a service deployment tool for OpenStack. But I mean, that's up to anyone doing that. You are not eligible to use Ceph at all for storage in your OpenStack environment. So, yeah, I mean, we made very good progress over the last 3 years with basically everything in SCS, and we like really to be part of this community. And I also really like in the future to see how this develops. A main aspect that SCS brings to every contributing member is that you have these weekly meetings with multiple companies, whether they are in competition with you or not, to just share about issues that you have, share about progress. And I should say it would be really nice to keep this up in the future. Even now, I mean, the financial stuff, there will be later on a call how this will work in the future. So this is really some part we like being part of this cool part of the SCS ecosystem. And yeah, that's it basically already from my side. I mean, it was very short, but maybe some guys have questions about you. Then I'm open for it. Nobody.
Thank you very much for this overview and your explanation how you work with us together.